Talk about one of the best seats in the house. So what's better than one charger? Two! Tesla police car. Oh, you've been in the back of one of these a few times, haven't you?
No.
This Challenger we were just looking at, I've been given the key. Hello world, welcome back to Accelerate and welcome to, I knew I was going to mess up, I was going to say the FRF. Accelerate and welcome to the Bridgend Car Show hosted by FRF Motors, who are a Vauxhall and Peugeot dealership here in Bridgend.
Well done for remembering all that. We've been invited down here today by Darren, who's part of Superior Rides to this event.
Yep, now this show gets bigger and better every year, so we are going to have a good walk around. As we show, I really can't, I will get my words out today, guys. So as you said, Bridgend Car Show hosted by FRF. Massive thanks to Darren and the team for
big thanks for the invite.
Inviting us down. And the amazing thing I thought was we've got bikes here as well. The variety word's going to come in, but the variety here is insane.
Oh, the variation of cars is unreal.
So we are starting off in the indoor area. And yes, you might recognise that car right outside, we'll get to that. So we've got the indoor area here, sort of like a show and shine. And we're going to start off with something we know very little about. Yes. And that is the hot rod scene.
I was just going to say, it's a hot rod, that's pretty much about it.
Yeah, but we saw this thing pulling in. I mean, this needs no introduction because it is just cool. You know it's cool. The colour, everything works. The noise.
V8 power, and then when it pulled in, the noise on it. And then I've got obviously a power steering because Darren made him work out.
Yeah, you can see the struggle, and I'm not kidding, guys. That is how big that window is, so props. And the steering wheel looks like a little Tykes one, so fair play.
Yeah, the back screen as well. What's the point?
I don't know how he made it down here without bumping it, so he's got my respect. So this Corsa by here, just kidding, inside joke. So we got Jordan and Ashley's Yaris. Is that right, guys? Yeah, I think it is, yeah. So we got a GI Yaris.
It couldn't be a Mazda 2 for all we know now.
Yeah, you never know.
Look at this.
Oh, fair play. All right, I'll stop taking the mic now. But yes, as you all know, guys, these are so hot on the scene. This is the colour I would have. Took a risk with the wheels, but
I love them,
man,
it looks like rally, doesn't it? Like we said last time. It really
like I said, these were designed as a rally car, or sort of a homologation car for those that don't know. So this chassis is completely different to the original Yaris, which I love. I love it.
Yeah, I do. Like I said, we need one on our channel.
Yes.
We still need to see what everyone loves them.
I know.
When they drive them, so we just need to experience it.
Still talking about it.
Yes.
So yes, absolutely has our approval every time. Now this is very controversial because this is the, dare I say, the hated generation of the Scooby.
Yeah.
It's I don't know what they call it. It's the hatchback.
Yeah, it's a hatchback.
Yeah,
it's the only one they've done in a hatch.
We'll go with hatchback, yeah. But this one again, I mean, talk about show car. There are different ways to do a car.
Dude, even the interior. Do you mean
this is clearly,
it works, doesn't it? It really does work.
Clearly a show car. The white contrast with the carbon is phenomenal, and I adore those wheels.
The boot build as well, you know, it's the way it's lit up.
So we got the.
Oh, that is pretty.
Oh my God, even the stick. I need to meet the person that owns this because you've got to be a bit crazy to. Now, I've said it on videos before, you sort of grew me up in you've got me into like the max power era, and that's what's giving me
I groomed you.
Whoa. That is giving me modern day max power vibes.
Yes.
And I really...
It's good to see them done. Like, obviously everyone does wheels and air. So it's good to see someone do wheels, air, wide arches, interior, boot build. You know, it's nice to see
full
something.
shebang.
Yeah, exactly, all done.
That is done, and that is well worthy to be in the show and shine area. This one you guys would have seen before. First time you've actually seen it.
It is, yes.
This is, of course, Dean Dupp's.
I seen it, just bonnet shut, nothing around it. Remember, we went to Coombe Spring Action Day, I think it was.
Okay.
But at the last Action Day, it won car of the show, didn't it?
It did. As I say, that's why you guys will know this car. This is Dean Dupp's Fiesta. Well, once upon a time, believe it or not, it was a Fiesta.
It's got Fiesta lights.
I challenge you to find more than 2 panels that are still Fiesta. And the thing that makes this so special, I think he said GSXR, Fireblade engine.
Blade engine, is it?
And there's a supercharger strapped to it as well.
Right, wow, I didn't realise that.
And he has given us permission to just, in his words, go nuts. I'm not climbing in there because it took me about 10 minutes last time.
Yep.
Although, should we try and get Kenny in there?
Just to let everyone know as well, we have been given permission to do this.
I would love to see Kenny get in there, but I don't think we've got time today. So, Dean, fair play, man.
Shut in 4 hours.
Moving up and out, as you can see, guys, it is a bit busy in here. So we'll now to have another good look around. Again, I believe, is it Mark II, Mark 1, is it? Yeah. Check me out, got it right.
I still don't know what
So Mark II Escort, we get them wrong on every single video, but that's the Mark II, that's the Mark 1. That is an amazing thing to compare. So that's the difference, guys.
I still forget.
Anything with trumpets like that, this thing, I heard this thing pulling in, the noise it makes. So with permission, I'm going to, oh, wow.
I'll hold the door for you so it doesn't swing into anything.
Wow, I'm not going to touch anything, but just being the aura around there is even everything is spotless.
I'm literally not even touching
Yeah.
the paintwork. It's so clean.
How they get these old cars this clean, I'd be scared to drive it. So again, mad props to the owner.
I don't want to. There we are. I don't want to slam it.
Next up, we got Dean Dupp's Mark II Escort. We have seen this before, but it has been a while, and it was
has,
at the FRF show we did before.
It was. That was 2 years ago.
God, that's mad.
Once again, underneath of this thing is what it looks like on the top.
Yeah,
It's
Dean Dupp
so
does
clean.
not mess around, as we know. And yes, you will know Dean for the twin-charged over 1,000 brake Evo he also has as well.
That
But I
didn't
mean-
unfortunately make it here today because the clutch is gone again.
Evo things.
But-
but unfortunately, he just had to bring the Mark II and his Fiesta over
yeah,
there. Poor
well.
guy. Another, now I can know the difference, Mark I.
It's Mark 1.
I'm learning.
I'm still
And
confused. Oh, yeah, I can see now.
that's crazy. So very similar colours, different design.
Yeah.
But
Oh, they're just so clean, isn't it?
it's the arse. Look how
It's mad. They don't usually boost them either, do they? Just leave them as
Yeah.
just a 2 litre. But
Yeah.
And the polar opposite then.
Yeah, now these are still, I find, controversial because I still tell myself not to like them, but
They're growing on me.
what a car it is.
They really are growing on me.
This is, of course, guys, the Mark V Supra, the newest one. Yes, it does spark controversy because it is based on a BMW Z4 that a lot of the purists, including me, weren't too happy
No.
with. Purely because I adore the original
But
Supra.
the people obviously who buy these argue that there's a lot of differences between this and the Z4. They
Yeah.
really do, and I don't know personally the differences because I've never really looked at them.
No.
But like I said, they are growing on me.
And let's face it, BMW know what they're doing. It's not as if it's a bad car, it's
Yeah,
just
exactly.
because it's
Not
based
as
on
if
a
it chose an
BMW.
MX-5 that, wait a sec. Sorry.
Guy pulled up in an Audi TT, he's giving me crap.
Just, didn't you? Just made it.
This is when I saw pull in. I adored this thing. So the thing that struck me straight away, a Mark I carb is pretty special.
It's lovely, isn't
The
it?
colour works so well with the Porsche teledials. I mean,
It's
talk
lovely.
about-
I'm sorry, I'm just staring at it.
yeah, talk about retro.
Oh, yeah, the Porsche wheels.
It looks
Wow.
so well. Even the brown dash, it shouldn't work, but it does because
does.
it's just
It
so
really does.
retro. And again, seeing this thing roll was pretty cool. It sits lovely.
They do, today. And I noticed this as soon as we pulled up tonight from outside.
Now, I say in every video, but I feature on every video because it is mad. Not usually my cup of tea. The 7, sort of the A7 chassis, doesn't really do it for me, but this thing. And I'm
That's
glad that
mental, isn't it?
Yeah, the sun is hitting the carbon there and the purple. So, fair play,
Yeah.
man. That is
class.
with the carbon on the
What
front, I
colours-
just want to
yeah,
change
it's
the
even
front
the colour.
end. So we've taken a step outside, and this is where I need to give a massive thanks to Darren. Not only did he hook us up with getting us in, talk about one of the best seats in the house,
Definitely is. As soon as you walk in the main show hall, you got a big bright yellow. Well, not
and he
big.
said specifically he wanted it next to. So yep, that is a Mark I MX-5 mine, and this is what they call the ND, the Mark IV MX-5. So the evolution of the first generation and the last generation.
I know I give you a lot of stick on this, but it does when it's clean because I don't see it clean very
No.
often. I don't even see it out
don't
very
even
often.
see it, no, no one does.
It does stand out, you know.
Yeah,
and-
dug it
and,
out
You know, the
literally
guy who put
yesterday.
them arches on is a legend.
I'm surprised it's still on there. to
Yeah,
be
me
fair.
too, actually.
So, yep, we're outside the car warehouse, as we said, FRF Motors, and the turnout, we went line, it gets bigger and better every year.
It really does, yeah. Oh my God, look at that TT.
Yeah, look at that TT they've just stuffed over there. So while we're outside, and yes, the sun has come out and it seems to be staying out. We're going to start in the middle, because, you know, that's what we do.
Yeah, we'll just
For
do a
some
loop.
reason. Escort van there, we've seen this at many shows. I believe it is, you know, a good follower of Superior Rides, a good part of
It is,
Superior
yeah.
Rides.
Another
Hit him
good friend
harder
of
next
ours,
time.
Another good friend of ours.
And of course, you would have seen Kenny's TT with a few other bits I don't
Yeah.
think you guys would have seen yet.
No, not just yet.
One of the main things I was really excited for, it has got the Accelera
Accelera 651 Sport, 200 treadwear. We're going to see what they're like. I've been told a lot of good things, but obviously I know there's a lot of people who give them a lot of crap. But for 288 quid for a full set,
of 18s.
we got to try them.
Nuts. And the crazy wing there, and as we said, the video hasn't gone live, which is kind of my bad. But yeah, we've explained that he wants to go a bit crazy with this. But yes, that is the Accelerate TT. Kenny pleasing the crowd as always. Hey, there we go. Big man sat in the driver's seat. You look good in it.
What's your channel?
What's your channel? Go and subscribe. So next up again, past the sort of Hawkeye generation, I do get a bit fuzzy on the Scoobies. I don't know if you're going to have any more than me.
Yeah, I do.
But compared to the hatchback, these were the more modern ones, and I think they sort of got it back after that. They made up for the hatchback run.
They did, you know. I think they made them look a little bit more Evo 10-ish, but better.
They kind of
Evo
had to
10
though,
is
didn't they,
one of
just to
the
keep up. But these do look crazy. They've gone back to their old in-your-face ways. And next to it, we've got the polar opposite. Yes, this is an Evo 8 or an Evo 9. I can't tell because they've done so much to
I'm
it.
sure it's an 8.
This is obviously Beth and Paul's Evo, which is on air, again, very controversial.
Yeah, it is.
But good on them for just rolling with it.
I love it. You know, it's the canards, I mean, it's just so aggressive, isn't it?
It looks, and there are plans to go wide body, so we are going to be keeping an eye on this one.
For sure.
But it is mad, they've had nothing but issues with the clutch and everything like that. Evo things!
Hello, yeah,
as you
join the
know,
club, yeah.
well all about. Obviously, Krista's Skyline.
I even said earlier when we were talking, I was like, shall I go to the Skyline? But yeah, we've had so much crap about that online. Yes, it's a Skyline, we know.
If you've seen a video, you know what we're on about. Yeah, it is technically a Skyline, but it looked very different to this when we had it on the channel.
Yeah, well, the colour completely has changed, hasn't it?
Because it was very different. I adore. Said on the video, the carbon wings is risky, especially when you're going up and down on air. Respect.
Yeah.
Interior, this is basically what I like to call the posh, more luxurious 350Z.
It's even auto, isn't it?
It was still fun and nice to drive.
Yeah, it was.
So, fair play, guys. We do approve of this. Massive shout out to Superior Rides, who, as we said, organised the event, and obviously the event is looking fantastic. There's so many cars, I don't know where to go.
It is.
We're going to head off to this one, which we saw rolling in. The noise on this thing, as we know, a bridge ported or whatever they call it.
Noise when it come in, when it's proper brap, brap, brap.
So, wide body RX-7 is pretty nuts. The piping under there is crazy. And the thing that shocked me, these are usually stripped out with cages when they look like this. When he opened the door and there was red door cards, as you know, I'm a fan of the red on red on red. Now, the beauty of shows like this, there are some amazing cars out in the car park, but because we're at a showroom, we do get to see some special cars, as we said, Peugeot dealership. And what better car to have outside than an original 1.9 GTI?
Lovely,
first of all. Some even more special things in there we'll get to. But what a beautiful example. And I do believe that is not the engine that came with originally. It looks like an MI16 or something like that. I know little about these, but the 16 valve, that's cool.
It looks modern, doesn't it? It looks like a Saxo 106 engine.
That's what it might have been, actually.
That's what it looks like.
So, we are walking into the Peugeot dealership. And the one that you greeted with, first of all, again, one thing I don't like to admit, because I always say I don't like modern cars. Do you know the way Peugeot were going? Whoever's doing their styling, hats off to you.
They're nailing it, right? You know, compared to some of the newer stuff, it does look a lot different. And
it looks, you know, it's a Peugeot because they've gone a bit crazy with it in the right way. And as I'm getting older, I really appreciate the States, so I think this is the one I would go for. But if I had the choice, obviously I would be drawn to this. And as I said to you, what I love is having one in this condition, in the surrounding. This is what it would have been like going...
Yeah, imagine walking into a dealership in like 1990 and seeing that.
Being able to say, do you know what, I'm going to buy one of them.
Yeah, and you look at the size difference compared to the 208 next to it.
Now that is what's considered these days as a small car. I mean, that just looks like a toy next to it. We have featured a few of these, so I've just got a complete respect for them. They are, and I understand the hype behind them.
That's the thing, and they were so light though. That was the thing back then. It's lightweight, nothing in it, ready to go. Whereas obviously now you've got all your luxuries.
That's the thing, people get carried away in numbers these days. And look at the colour difference is insane as well. So we've stated in many videos, Kenny's owned about 3,600,000 cars, and I'm not lying when I say he's owned all of these cars, because Kenny actually owned, granted it wasn't a GTI.
It was a 1300, but it was a three-door.
Yeah, and it was a Peugeot 309, and seeing these things, it is just like a bigger, well, they're more luxury 205.
Yeah, luxury. When honestly you're driving and you just float down the road, it's just so bouncy, and it was amazing.
But there's just something
and I hammered the crap out of it, and I just took it.
And a little 1.3, yeah. Obviously this is a GTI, so it's a bit different.
Different game.
But again, that 408, the colour on that and the styling.
It's one thing Peugeot do really well in their colours.
Yeah, yes, they really absolutely. And being in the showroom setting now is... I got a feeling I'm going to be speaking to one of these salesmen. Oh yeah, let's just climb in. Another one that caught my attention for more than one reason. Yes, it is Sundance Yellow, which is, I believe, the rarest colour for the 106 GTI.
I think so, yeah.
And again, seeing one, we sort of grew up around these, seeing one in this condition, in a showroom.
Yeah, well, I had the competitor, didn't I? I had the VTS.
But these used to be able to pick up for a really reasonable price, but people have caught on to how good they are.
I picked my VTS up for $1,000.
Yeah, that is the difference. And it saddens me. Right, we've got music playing, so I'm going to have to keep talking, so it blanks it out. But we're walking into the Vauxhall showroom now, because I don't want to get any copyright strikes. But there are a few cars in here I do want to feature. Oh man, it's stood by there he is. So Ben has literally just picked this up a few days ago, I believe. The day after he picked this up, Krista and Darren messaged him saying, do you want to bring it into the showroom?
Oh, that's amazing.
With its own little plaque there.
That's class.
I mean, as a car guy, to me, that means you've made it.
I love mine. Once again, yes, I've had one. I had a 1700 turbo diesel with the edges.
It was a diesel, yours?
Yeah, mine was a diesel.
So, obviously, Mark III Astra, apparently white was a very rare colour.
Oh, was it?
Benjamin was telling me, and the fact that it's a three-door is obviously rare as well. The one thing he doesn't like, I want your opinion on, are the Opel Manta GTE wheels.
I like them.
I think it
they're
works.
like period correct.
That's what I said. He's not a fan of them. Let us know what you think, guys, because I
do.
really
I like
like
them.
this. It is just so... I mean, that was just a 90s
It's
Vauxhall,
cool, isn't it?
and I have been inside it, and it smells like a 90s Vauxhall as well.
Yeah, they got that distinct smell.
Yeah,
haven't they?
and going from cars that Kenny owned to a car that Kenny wanted to own.
I did
No,
want
he
to own one of
hasn't
these.
actually owned one of these.
No, no, I did want one of these. They are cool. I don't know which one this is. I think. Obviously, I wanted an SR back in the day. That was
Yeah,
they
I
had the
don't
GT
know
and everything,
much about them, but I know it's sort of the earlier generation with the square, pointy front end.
Yes,
I mean, this thing
which I think is better. It does look better, I think.
looks more retro, and I love the
does.
fact that it's still got the non-color-coded bumpers.
Yeah,
It just looks
that's so
immaculate.
clean, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, even the interior, on cars like this, because of the insane bolsters, they do tend to wear a lot.
look at the headrest.
The mesh headrest.
Yeah, that's really cool.
This just takes me back, and like I said, that is... I'd love to see, I would pay anything to go back to a showroom in these days and just see that as a normal
Yes.
car in a showroom. I really hope the music's not too loud. I'm going to try not to get a copyright strike, but if you want to see Blasphemy, we've got Sean's genuine EK9 with a K20, beautifully done, but does spark a lot of conversation, and of course Emma's a bath on air. So Kenny and I had a funny conversation as we walked here before. Supercars are fantastic, we respect what goes into them.
Yeah.
But me personally, I was drawn to, that is my favourite Aston Martin, I think of all time, the original DBS, well not the original, one of the earlier DBSs, and you were drawn,
Straight to the Spider, yeah, 718 Spider.
which doesn't usually do stuff for me, but as Kenny pointed out, well, the fact that it's a Spider is a lot rarer than the Boxster, if I'm correct.
It really is.
And
And
the
the price tag
interior-
on the windscreen says it all.
The Macan that we did, my respect for Porsche quality interiors, that is
love it.
beautiful.
Absolutely love it.
And like Kenny said, Boxsters back in the day with a cheap Porsche. I mean, call me crazy, but that's not cheap.
That's not, like you said, it was 911 money, you know.
So many of you guys will know this as the sort of James Bond shape. It's not the James Bond colour, but this is the Aston I would have. For me, this is the perfect balance of slick with the sporty bit, so it's better than a DB9.
It is, I just noticed as well, the actual wing mirrors.
Oh! And they have got these swan doors, as they call them, so they don't go up like a Lambo, but they do sort of kick up elegantly, as an
do
Aston
they?
should.
I didn't know that.
And another one we've mentioned many a times, what I would consider the ultimate daily driver if you've got a few quid in the bank. The Audi RS6. This is the
C8?
newer generation.
The C8.
I get confused
think
with them
it's
all.
a C8.
Yeah, I get confused with them all. And the door's conveniently open, so we can have a quick peek inside.
Everything's just screens now, innit? It's no gauges
yeah.
or nothing, it's just screens.
Completely different, but it does smell like a new car. But as I said, ultimate daily.
I know, the size on the wheels and everything, and everything's huge on it.
You're on
innit?
an estate car, and we're running what? They got to be 21. 22s, I stand corrected. Holy cow.
Insane.
So we're talking about 22-inch wheels. Can you just notice the size on those brakes? And we're sat next to a Lambo, and yes, the brakes on the RS6 are probably like twice the size of a Lambo, which is not... we live in a crazy world. So moving on, obviously Lambos are very special. The Huracans seem to be the Lambo of the year. All the YouTubers see, everyone just seems to be buying them.
yeah.
For good reason. Obviously they share the same chassis as the R8, which is an amazing platform anyway. Just dressed up a bit prettier.
It's mad how small they are, aren't they, when you walk past it?
Yeah, and I gotta be fair, you see them a lot and it's like, okay, but when you see them in person, it is a Lambo. It's got the presence of a Lambo. As I'm nearly blinded by this is another thing. McLaren do supercars. They absolutely nail them.
It seems like very popular as well at the moment, the McLaren stuff, because I think people use them all the time. I think they're more of a usable supercar.
Tend to see a lot more McLarens driving about than you do Lambos. I think I'll agree with you.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, the calipers. That's how you know a performance car, and obviously...
And the way they're colour-coded, the yellow got the yellow, the orange got the orange.
And it does work. It doesn't look tacky, it does work. And the flamboyancy of a McLaren, you've got to have the... I forget what they call them. The doors. Not scissor doors, but those fancy doors that go up and out.
Yeah,
yes,
we'll just call them fancy doors.
It's got them.
Fancy doors, yes.
But the yellow does look crazy. And I love McLaren. They put Alcantara absolutely everywhere.
Yeah.
Let's say you want a Ferrari, but you want to be a bit different.
Yeah.
Voila.
Just reminds me of like 80s games, doesn't it? It's like a little Sega game.
Yeah, so for those that don't know, you may not believe, this is a Lotus. And this is... Oh, sorry. So me and Kenny were again having a chat. There's another beautiful example there with the wing. Now, we love wings. But the thing I love about this without the wing, it's very, very Ferrari-esque.
Well, that's what we were saying, wasn't it? That you know it's a Lotus, but that does look more Ferrari without the wing.
You would have
I don't know what I prefer. I usually prefer a good wing, but I don't know.
Something about that.
It works so well, doesn't it?
Yeah. And some nerdy facts too. They are actually AE86 real lights. Yes, I am a nerd. As I say that, I forget what Lotus. I'm not good with modern
Sport.
Ah, there we go. Hey!
I don't know.
I know you can read. Well done. But in that colour again,
look at that.
striking colour.
Carbon tailgate.
My God.
The inside, the skin and everything.
Well, as we know, Lotus are all about lightweight, or as Mr. Chapman would say, add in lightness. So another close-up of this beautiful example of the Esprit with the wing, and like we said, it's amazing how much that wing changes the whole profile
It makes
of
it
the
look
car.
completely different, doesn't it?
Yep. I have a very long list of cars I want to drive in my life. I dream of having a Series 1 Elise, but the Series 2 Elise, obviously very close to that. I really want to drive one.
They're also, my old boss actually had one, and I got in it, believe it or not.
No, I don't believe that.
I had to run and jump, but you know, I did get in it. Getting out was a nightmare, I gotta be honest.
But they are really cool. It's everywhere you look. There are cars everywhere. The F-Type, we've seen this before, and I've just noticed the carbon wing colour on that, obviously wrapped, is crazy.
It is, yeah.
But again, modern Jag, as far as modern Jags go, I think this may be the one I would go for. So, as most petrol heads, we are huge fans of the Mustang. Saw this rolling in. It is a notchback Mustang with what I believe is like a Boss front end.
Yeah, that's mad.
Which I was trying to figure out why it looks so different to John's one. I think it is because of the front end.
Right.
But again, it's even got the same wheels as John's, I think.
I don't know a lot about them, but when you just see them, they just got a presence, haven't they?
I mean, it's a Mustang. That's all you need to know is...
It's a Mustang,
It's a classic
it's an old
Mustang.
Mustang.
Yeah. And next to it, bit of a contrast. Now, we saw this at the Caerphilly Cars and Coffee.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was going to modify an Evo, granted I'd have to win the lottery a few times, but if I was going to modify an Evo...
If you're gonna go full hog, innit?
Yeah, and going from your absolutely bonkers Evo to, I was going to say, more subtly, but carbon wings are never subtle, let's be fair.
But body lines wise, it's a lot more subtle in this.
Evo boys,
you don't have to do a lot too. You're doing just nice set of wheels, nice little skirt kit, job done.
Yeah, and say Evo boys love carbon, we love carbon, so that works. And whenever you see that name on an Evo, don't try and race it.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's the thing with you. Somebody said that to me. You never know what's under the bonnet of an Evo. It could be 300 brake, but it could be 8.
Yep.
You never know.
Yep, that's the way they're going now. But that, it's a bold, when you got a colour like that and you go a mega contrast, but that works. For me,
lovely.
I love it. This is why everyone's on their best behaviour. No, just kidding, everyone is behaving. This one shocked us because we didn't hear it coming.
No, I was just going to say, yeah.
So within South Wales, I didn't know that a Tesla police car actually existed.
So see, you'll never hear it coming.
And like you said, I love what you said. I wonder if the siren's silent as well. We'll have to ask. And on the bonnet, I was trying to figure it out. I thought it was a laptop case without the laptop, but no, what you said makes more
you don't
sense.
have pretty wheels.
It looks like a Stinger, and weirdly, I've never seen one in person, so that's
mad,
quite
see the
interesting.
little sleeves and stuff, obviously to expand the hole.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You've been in the back of one of these a few times, haven't you?
No.
And what I love, what I've said many a times, we've got a very good relationship with the police. We come into contact with them, and I say, if you show respect, this is how it's respect both ways. And not only that, the contrast, the size on these things. We've obviously got a fire truck here.
He just hid.
Mad respect. It's always a conversation starter when you see a performance car on air. We've had the conversation many a times, but I have to say, for a car that I'm not too much of a fan on, ever since they come out, nothing personal, but that is striking.
It's nice, isn't it? I mean, it's done well, isn't it? Like the carbon, the splitters, the wheels, it all works. It
does work.
Like I said, I don't like them. They're just very generic, and it doesn't look like a Mercedes, does it?
No. But the interior, again, carbon. Carbon just makes everything better.
It does.
Moving on to, again, one that we saw a couple of weeks back at the Cars and Coffee. Now, I wasn't sure if this was on air. Yes, I can confirm, guys, this is static.
Yeah, apparently he has to swap his wheels, tyres around every 500 miles. Yeah.
I am not
Somebody
surprised,
said earlier.
This is what happens with cambered wheels. Your contact patch goes from a lot to about that. So
yeah, hats off.
And again, we've got a complete contrast going from a few show cars to something that's potentially got more rust than my MX-5. Yes, I did make that joke in the last video as well.
I just heard what you said. It's not
I was hoping you wouldn't hear me. But again, going back to what we said when we saw it last time, the proportions on this, even for you.
GMC Sierra.
I think we learned what it was. We didn't know what it was last time.
Mad, isn't it?
Obviously left-hand drive, because we never got these over here. It is an American truck. There are many generations of Fiesta, 8 to be precise, and the Mark II has always been my favourite. We saw this before as well, and I was itching to see what it was running. Actually found it online to learn. That's why it makes such a good noise.
It sounds amazing, doesn't it? We've seen it at the other show, didn't we?
Yeah, and we saw it leaving, so I was dying to know what it was running. And again, just to sort of keep it period correct, I wouldn't want 500-600 brake turbo. I would keep it throttle body.
Exactly, you bash off a limited all day and that.
Exactly, wicked little fun. Another car that we both want to feature, we both want to drive.
I'd love to drive. I don't know what it is. I just prefer everything about these to the M4. I think it's the proportions. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say, I think this was designed as a more fun car than the M4. The M4 was bigger because it has to be.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. I know they designed the chassis off the E36, the size, dimensions and everything,
yeah.
wasn't it? So,
and we love the E36 again. Wicked chassis on them. But like I said,
wide.
the way the world is, 4 Series had to be bigger.
Yes.
The M2 just works.
It's just shorter, it's fatter, it's just, better.
Just like, oh no.
Oh, wait, I'm not short.
A car that's getting very rare these days, although I think people are going to start picking up on them because any 90s Honda is
everything's going up in
price. This is a Honda Prelude with the mad sort of manga comic style. I don't know if I should blur that, but but that is nuts.
It's like a facelift as well, isn't it? Because obviously the earlier ones had a very narrow light, because that's what Darren used to have.
It's the Mark 5. This is the Mark 4 is the one you're talking about. Yeah, they did do these for a few years, but I do massively.
I love the shape.
And next up, we've got a Darren's 350Z. This will look very different to when you last saw it because she's had the old vinyl removed. She wanted to make it her own, so she has put this very Japanese-inspired dragon livery. Apologies if his interruption. Kenny's speaking to someone there. Yes, we have got wireless mics on. I just wanted to point out another upgrade. She's actually put the Brembo brakes from Beck's old 350. That just looks insane, and it sounds incredible. So another one that caught my eye, and do you know why?
Because of your mates. It's got VXR bumpers.
I was just going to say, this is essentially a 4-door VXR. That's why I was just like, okay.
Yeah.
VXR front end. It sounded like a VXR lump, so I just thought this was really cool. Essentially a 4-door VXR.
It's got the Recaros as well, haven't it? So.
Yeah. So that I do approve of.
Yeah, it's clean, isn't it? It's nice.
Yeah, it's different. And something a bit crazy. We've seen this before, and every time we see it, it seems to have a few more little quirky things. The first thing we noticed, which we haven't seen before, a very incredibly personalised custom spoiler.
That is really cool.
And if you think that looks familiar, yeah, that is a skateboard of some sort, isn't it?
Yeah, horn.
So, I mean, you've got the old school horn, and one thing I love, which I've seen on a few cars, but the Lego tag there.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So
it's mental, isn't it?
The thing I love about like the rat scene is you can pretty much do whatever you want. You can make whatever.
There's loads of ducks on the dash, like.
You can do whatever you want to these things. And another thing, you've got the chalk there, and you can just go nuts and decorate the bonnet. Yeah. So I've said in a previous video, I got a bit of a controversial opinion on these. I actually prefer the Sapphire over the hatch, over the 3 doors.
I think I do now. I didn't used to. But
really?
I do, yeah.
Okay, I thought I was the only one. There's something about that shape. I don't know if it's because I sort of grew up around this generation, sort of this shape.
Your dad had a few, didn't he?
So, exactly, yeah. So
I remember them.
It makes me go, oh, and just seeing the interior, as Kenny said, grew up around these, so seeing the dash and everything.
Get him, he's trying to duck.
Yeah. It is. We'll get it right this time, shall we?
Is it his?
The wheel, yeah. Right, dude, we're going to get this right for you. It is definitely his.
Yes, there we go.
Right, so we've got Andrew's
mirrors. That's the thing we should be looking at.
This thing is nuts. And we said the black on carbon I always like because it's so subtle. And the crazy wrap bars on the front. People walking around it, of course. But yeah, we've seen this many a times and we absolutely love it.
It's one of my favourites, I've got to be honest.
What? Talk about variety.
What the hell is that?
When was the last time you saw an XJ? Modified.
Insane.
So, as you guys probably know, I did daily an X-Type. I was going to say for a while, but I spent most of the time off the road.
I think you drove that less than you drove your Turbo Unos.
Oh.
Sorry.
I mean, it is true.
Yeah.
But ever since owning that, I've had a soft spot for the XJR, and I will one day own the X100 XKR.
Oh,
but
yeah, nice.
How sleek and unnecessarily long, I love them. So once again, another Yaris. In white, they look phenomenal with the darker accents. I mean, how fat they are. That is a factory car.
It's mental, isn't it?
Crazy.
People spend thousands to make a car wide and they just come out like it.
Yeah. Although you do pay thousands for it.
I was going to say, they're not cheap anyway, I suppose, yeah. It's quite not Civic, isn't it?
Another one we've seen many a time, I believe it's like the MB generation of Civic. Now, you used to be able to pick these up, I kid you not. I saw a few for like 350 quid.
Yeah.
Ooh, are they going? Oh, they're not going. Scott's Chaser just there, Adam's RX-7, which we mention on every video because it is special. And as we keep saying, we are having it back on the channel because he's now running over 500 braking that thing. And it was a blast when we drove it last time, so when we get it back, we are so excited. And a very, very well-spec'd S2000. And I love with these things, the offsets on the rear are so bad, you need to run any sort of over fender to get a decent wheel setup. Sorry, that was a definition of adapt and overcome. I didn't want to miss those cars. But yeah, so MB Civic, I love those. I was going to pick them up when they're cheap, but even them, they're not cheap anymore.
No.
So this thing, I saw it a million miles away because of the colour, and I've just noticed...
The glitter in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see from here.
That is insane. This is sort of the newer generation of the A45 we were looking at over there. Very well modernised, I think.
Yeah.
What they've done with the front end.
But still, this is better.
Yeah, this is this we love. This is Colin's Vectra. I went a bit in depth in the Cars and Coffee video we did. He has said we can have this. We need to try and sort out before he gets rid of it.
Yeah, because he don't keep him for long.
No.
But he said he's not going to sell it, but we all say that.
He gets the itch. And I really wasn't expecting to see another one.
Another one.
Because they are incredibly rare. I don't know if that's a factory colour, but that is beautiful.
Oh, yeah, it's green. I thought it was black. I got shades on.
Take your shades off. You're not that cool. There's Scott and his chaser there, and Adam should be following.
Oh, R33 first.
There's R33 Bard on Instagram. He actually follows us, fair play. And he's in an RX-7 Adam, so he's probably broken down. So yes, going back to the Vectra, I love how subtle Collins is compared to the absolute crazy thing that this is. The chrome into there is nuts, and the Compomotive wheels work so well. This always makes me giggle because a lot of people don't even realise that you actually own one of these.
I did have one of these,
but it didn't make it to the channel because it was off the road more than the Jag. Yes, I know.
It was,
I didn't think was possible.
Yep.
But seeing a Jetta over here is pretty nuts. But someone's...
To see modified as well, and look at the inserts for the headlights as well.
Little details like that, with obviously the wide arches. And I was actually looking at those wheels for the Jag.
Were you?
But luckily he was never on the road long enough. So another car that has intrigued me that we haven't featured is a GT86.
Yeah.
Purely because it was made Toyota in conjunction with Subaru, so it has got a boxer engine. And I love because people are like, oh, it's not fast enough. You don't know how to drive it if that's. And I want to see what it's all about.
Well, that's what I mean. That's why we need to check, don't we? Because I don't think there's enough power in them.
No, but a nerdy fact, that's the reason they put little skinny tyres on them.
Yes,
because they
slide around.
To make them playful. Yeah. So these, and I think...
I like the styling on that one as well, especially with the wing on it. It's lovely.
The more, I do believe it's TRD styling, but the more aftermarket companies that are getting involved, the choices on these around, you can make them look
They
nuts.
do look awesome.
These things, I love, because if you
V10.
don't know, you just think, oh, it's a big Audi estate. This is an RS6. So not only is it a V10, not only were they crazy enough to put a V10 in an estate, they strapped 2 turbos to it.
I know, what are they, over 500 or nearly 600 horsepower, aren't they?
Yep. With a noise that rivals a Lamborghini with the cool whoosh noises. So that is when Germany had a real sense of humour somewhere. Oh, and the Lamborghini brakes as well.
Oh, yeah, there they are. Good spot, good spot.
This is probably one of our favourite cars. This is, obviously we love our classic Scoobies. Kenny owned a classic Scooby. For this Scooby fan, this is the ultimate spec.
I absolutely love it.
3-door.
Do you know one thing I've just noticed on this?
Yeah, what is that about? The unit's just run away.
It's orange. I don't know if that's his or the RS6. I can't remember. Anyway, yeah, see the orange trim. I love the orange trim on it.
So for us, the white on white, Kenny's one was obviously white on white, and as Kenny said, that the orange continues onto the interior. That's got to mean something.
Yeah.
I bet there's some nerdy thing behind it that I really want to know.
Same.
But we saw this at the beginning.
I love it. Do you know, when I had mine, that's what thing that sold me. It was white on white. Same as my Evo, you know.
It just works on old Jack cars. So
being
beautiful,
a 3-door as well.
Beautiful example.
And I'm going to get it away for this one.
This I'm going to test you guys. Obviously a Mark IV Supra, everyone knows and loves. If you know what these wheels are and why they absolutely blew me away when we saw it coming in, then we need to be friends, because we knew it straight away, didn't we?
We did. As soon as you pulled in, we were like, oh my god, they are the ones.
And you said you actually used to sell, well, you used to sell the replicas.
Yeah, I don't know if they're BA or something. Not British Airways.
But yes, they are the wheels off the Fast and Furious Supra. They are the wheels that they use. So to see them in person, that's the first time I've seen them.
It really works as well, even with the subtle car, you know. Obviously the car's very clean, so that helps. But yeah, just the, you know, the subtle styling, and they still work so well.
I've said, because it's such a subtle car, you can have your wheels as your main focal point, and my god, does that work. So these all pulled in together, which we thought was pretty cool. There's always a Golf, obviously ruining the piece for everyone, so if it gets banned, thanks a lot. Yeah, awesome JDM lineup. We've got the Scooby, the Supra, yes, we even have an R34. These did all roll in together.
Yes, they looked awesome coming in together as well, all in a white.
And the thing that amazes me, like Skylines back in the day were created as a normal, it's a Nissan, it's a normal car. But seeing them these days, especially the R34.
Well, even the GTTs now, they're silly money now, aren't they? Do you know they used to be
I've seen them going for 30
not pennies,
odd
but
grand.
they were very cheap compared to, you know.
Well, I've seen them going for 30 odd grand, which is nuts.
Insane.
And obviously, I didn't catch a gentleman's name. We had a good catch up with the owner of this Evo.
Yes.
And the thing that struck me, I was like, that is a bold colour choice on the wheels. The sun's gone away, so you can't really see it, but that is Midnight Purple 3 on wheels.
Off the R34.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which I've never seen before, and that would have cost an absolute fortune, but he did it himself, so...
Saved a lot of money, but he did say it took him like 4 hours continuous painting just to get the layers down.
Saved him money, but cost him a lot of time.
480 brake, which he wasn't... he imported it over, didn't know the engine was forged. And what a bonus that is.
I know, found some receipts in the... Yeah, it's a stroker, which is crazy.
Yes.
It's an S14. No, I'm not crazy.
Yeah.
It is actually an S14. This caught me out last time. S14 with the S15 front end.
I think the 15 looks so modern, doesn't it? But then the 14A does look similar, I suppose. But
They all, I love every generation. Like they all work in their own unique way. But seeing the S15 on the front end of an S14 is quirky.
it does work, doesn't it?
It's
It looks
ballsy,
really awesome.
and the colour combination, everything with the contrasting red seats.
Yeah, with the SR under the bonnet with a massive turbo strap there. What more do you want?
Speaking of which,
That's just an
fantastic.
S14.
Yeah, we've got an S14 just next to the. We saw the MR2 that was designed in a similar livery at
okay.
that Cars and Coffee, which
Yes,
is like
that's right.
again
Yeah.
sort of very Japanese inspired.
Yeah,
Look
with
at
the chrome on the blue. That looks awesome. I really like that.
And the difference, very, very subtle, very, very not subtle.
Yes.
And they both work incredibly well. Like I said, the S14. Oh, I love these things. I love it. Again, with Jap cars, you can just go nuts. And that explains us down to a T. Yeah, so we got a Renault Megane. I gotta say, do you know what? I really, really disliked these when they first come out. Now, I don't think for bang for buck. I mean, these performance
I've
out of the box.
always wanted to drive one of these. I remember I was going to buy a car one day, and there was one of these for sale, 330 or 340 brake horsepower, and I had clips of him chasing a 911 around one of the tracks in the UK, and he was sat behind it. He could not shake it off. These things are handling are supposed to be phenomenal.
I think it was you that sort of got me into them, because the more I'm seeing them now, especially these days,
Renault always know how to do handling. They are brilliant.
it's the hot hatches.
They
They
are,
know what they're
yes.
doing with a hot hatch.
Yep.
And I think everyone I know that's owned one has been said nothing but positive things.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, they're not the prettiest of things.
It's weird. Like again, Renault,
Yeah.
you've got to get used to the styling. But again,
You're behind the seat, behind the steering wheel at the
That's
end of the day,
true.
you don't have to look at the outside. So as long as you're going fast and chasing 911s, who cares?
exactly. But the styling is growing on me.
Yes.
And another one that I find quite quirky. I used to mock these just because.
Yeah.
But no, the S1. Again, we've driven S3s. We've featured a lot of VAG cars. So to have that in a sort of shorter wheelbase,
I reckon that's really cool.
that's a recipe for fun. Shows how little we know about modern cars. It just took us a while to figure out if it was an A3 or an A1. Yes, we do know now it's packed next to an S1.
Yes.
Dimensions are the same, so we do know it is an A1. We've seen this many a times at shows. It's got to be the cleanest one I think I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And obviously the way it's sat is nuts.
I'm sorry. Look at that instead.
This,
Oh,
I have always loved these, and these are ones a lot of people do not even know what they are, which for me, it makes it even cooler. They do run a factory SR20 turbo. This is a Pulsar GTIR.
4-wheel drive. It's the
Yep.
baby Skyline, isn't it?
It is. It is. But yeah, it
that's
is
what they used to call
basically.
them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Baby Skyline.
You can get some mad power out of these things as well.
Well, the SRs don't tend to agree with high power, but
As long as you
rocket
build it,
arms
as long as
tend
you
to
build
go-
it.
Yeah. But yeah, they are, again, that GTR feeling in a little hot hatch.
In a hot
which
hatch,
is
this
nuts.
is what I mean. You know, you look at something like that and you think, it's a little hatchback, and then poof, gone.
That's
4-wheel
exactly
drive, grip gone.
what my brother said when he was in his 320D. He laughed at one of these.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, he would have wiped the floor with
Yep.
you. Just because people don't know what they are,
No, this is it.
which is insane. Now, I saw this turn up, and this is the first time I've ever seen this thing move.
That's the first time I've seen it out of Carmarthenshire.
Yeah, and I was very lucky to see it actually moving on the way in. This is Dye's Lotus Carlton. So these are incredible. We would have seen this at Cruise Culture, obviously Dye's, but yeah, it's fantastic to see it moving. So another one, going back to the Sapphire Cosworth, seeing one completely standard with the lattice wheels is insane, and that is a very typical Sierra Sapphire colour as well.
It's just subtle as hell at age.
Makes me go all giddy.
Yep, lovely. What's that?
Crap. I'm going to say a 2.
I'm gonna look in the window, see if it's
I'm going to say a Mark II Escort, and the thing that makes this a bit different is it's a 4-door. Now these back in the day were disposable.
Yeah.
People really didn't like them. They used to throw them away or sell them for 50 quid. But these days they are showstoppers, and you almost always see these things going sideways, which I always approve of. And I love these cars. I have said it in a previous video. My brother was a little bit older than me. His first car was a Mark III Fiesta. Nothing like this. But I never felt cooler when I jumped in it for the first time and we
It was
were
like
blasting
one of the
music.
first times I ever did a dump valve. It was an RS turbo going around Bather.
Yeah.
And it is an RS turbo, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we were all stood there and I just went past and went badoosh and I was like, what was that, you know? I was only a kid and I was just like, oh my God, I need that in my
I had
life.
a similar thing with a Renault 5. I didn't know what the noise was, but I knew I wanted it. I was just saying, you're in an Audi. You're stupid enough to own 2 Audis.
You got 2, yeah.
As far as modern Audis go, I think this generation, I think it's the white as well. I think
I thought
that.
there was someone sat in it.
I'll be respectful. Oh, that is a mask. The show, as we said, is at a dealership. And the turnout is fantastic, but you've even got there a car, there's an R34 over there. There's an amazing blue Celica just pointing up there. So the show just goes on and on, even the like public parking.
There's some mad stuff even outside, you know.
Yep. This will look very familiar. One of our favourite S2000s.
Yes.
Dan Lawrence's, and he has been, surprise, surprise, he's Avalon come back from the ring and he had an absolute nightmare out there which involved the new gearbox, I think he said.
Yeah,
while he
well,
was
as I
out
say,
there.
he took it out on a trailer and brought it back on the trailer. It didn't even come off the trailer. So, yeah, not good.
So, believe it or not, we featured one of his S2000s many years ago.
The red, the red one? Yes.
Don't watch it because it was shocking.
Yeah.
But what he's done today is, this is still naturally aspirated and it is pushing over 300 brake horsepower.
It is, yeah. Now, it's K24, isn't it?
Yeah.
But we will be having this on the channel soon. He has said to us, but I think he's built it again, I think.
Problem is, stop building it. One last thing I do want to say about it. We've said the colour was a bold move with the carbon. Do you know one thing I love? Oh, a nice show car. No. He freaking drives.
I was going to
this
say,
thing.
it looks clean, and he does pedal this thing. He's a good driver.
Yeah,
too.
he does look after it and he does pedal. Oh yeah, crikey, you can drive.
Yeah,
I've been on track
I
with
went.
him.
Yeah, I was going to say I went out with him in Landau, and the way he chucks it around is
Unbelievable.
fair play to him.
He is one with that car.
I've known
fair play
Dan
to him.
since he was this big as well, before he even started driving.
Right, something completely different.
Whoa, look
Got a
at
bit
that.
of Australian muscle.
good day.
I always get confused with these. I know it's like a Holden or a VXR8.
Yes,
That's a bit confusing.
definitely
but,
8. Yeah, I think that plate's on the wrong vehicle.
But that looks like a big old supercharger on there. So these things, I was going to say understated. Granted, it's not understated, but you'd never believe
No, I was gonna
there's a
say this.
supercharged V8 under there. So that's over here.
You just don't see him about anyway, do you? Oh, and
Don't see 'em,
as I
but
say
there's
that,
another one, and there's another one.
Oh my god, that's mad.
But
I
we're at a
genuinely
car
didn't even
show.
see them.
But we're at a car show, so we'll let them off. It's mad the difference. I don't think I've ever seen one this colour.
S3 6.2.
Flaming hell.
That's
That is a
insane.
big old motor to be running over here, so you've got my respect. And I love the fact that it's a four-door.
Yeah,
you could say it's a
take all the
family
kids.
car.
Yeah, it's going to
it's
3 miles to
sensible.
the gallon, but
Yeah, shh, don't tell the
Yeah,
missus.
no,
that's
you don't tell
fine.
the
It's a
missus
family
anything.
car. In the red with the black is always a win for me. Another one you guys would have seen many a times, and yes, we have actually featured this.
I mean,
And this was the first video. I really went a lot on the cinematics and went a bit
we done a
crazy.
little bit of storyboard at the beginning, didn't we? So go and check it out.
Yeah, so we have done a full one on this. It is nuts. Reese brings this to all the shows.
Hang on a minute,
and
watch
rightly
this
so.
now. He did leave me at air freshener last time, but someone
yeah.
took it.
Yeah,
so,
Reese.
So Reese,
We're taking it.
I'm taking it.
Thank you very much. So Kenny and I have said many times, in the States, these things look so normal.
Well, I rented one when I went in 2015. I rented, obviously not a Hemi. I just had, but the size on it, over there, it looked normal. Over here, it looks massive.
I swear this is bigger than the one you had. But
It is,
no,
it looks
you
much
would
bigger,
swear
doesn't
it, but no, it's not. This is a Dodge Challenger. So we always say it shows. We love it when we get VIP treatment. This Challenger we were just looking at, I've been given the key. So not only are we going to have a look inside, our amazing subscriber just there has given me permission to jump in. And yes, this is a 5.7 Hemi, so this is the proper V8 one. And it feels weird being sat on the left. I can never get used to that. Foot on the brake, and now that's an engine. That puts mine to shame a little bit. Holy cow. Wow. So yeah, the owner just said that this car literally shakes. Big old V8 in the front, America. Oh yeah. Oh, it doesn't feel as big inside. Like, this is a big car. It doesn't feel as big. It's not as intimidating as I thought. And you know what? I think I could get used to being sat on the left. I haven't done many on Auto Trader. I've said many a times that a few cars that you can replicate and it still be cool. Now, I forget the name of this kit, but this is basically a Shelby Cobra replica. And I think I love about these because you can get the kits as like a bare kit. People just go nuts with them.
It's got the same headlights as you.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And the things like that, you've got the modern wheels which you think, oh, it shouldn't work.
Oh, wow, it does work.
With the colour and everything.
It brings it this era, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
Modernises it, and even with the Alcantara dash and everything like that, the OMP wheel.
That's been done so nice.
Yes.
Really, and the shift light, I absolutely love that big shift light.
Oh, and even the tacos and stuff, that is very
I love
Fast
it.
and Furious. The Charger off the first one.
That is amazing.
Okay, I very much approve of that.
The colour on that.
Another complete different style of modifying an American muscle car. The hot rod scene, going back to what we said, people do ridiculous things with the pinstriping. They spend thousands on the paint.
It's just, you just don't see them anymore, do you? And it's, I just like, the things that get me with the size of everything. All the floorboards now. You know, the side, I don't even know what it's called, that's the side of it.
No, it's like running boards, isn't it? But like you said,
yeah, look at the size.
back in the day was normal. I mean,
you know, it's
you'd have to hop, skip and jump just to get in there, wouldn't
yeah, every time I get out, I accidentally kick it, you know?
and then fall over.
Yeah.
But that is, yeah, that's insane.
Oh, we missed.
Kenny's favourite M3. I'm going to catch him on video saying again, but you vowed to own one of them.
I'm going to have one one day,
you
definitely.
Need to.
It's got to have the rod bearings done first though.
Yeah. The only other generation of M3 to have a V8. We are so intrigued by that engine and that setup, so yeah, that's an excuse for that.
And I love that, because obviously the red.
Yeah, whoever you are who owns that, I mean, that is how you modify an E92 M3.
I love it, absolutely love it.
Ah, speaking of Kenny.
It's a Volkswagen Beetle. Oh no, it's not. I'm just joking.
So yes, he's owned a couple of TTs, so he has the right to take the make. He's never owned...
I've still got one now.
Yeah, never owned the Mark III, but I gotta say, they're so slick. And I love the way they've modernized the TT. I think they've done it really well.
They have, yeah. Even like when they were released back in, what was it, 2018 or so? I think even earlier than that. It just looked so modern anyway, 2016. Anyway, it's got the virtual dash and stuff, the later models.
Wow.
Obviously, David Watkins, we featured his, and there's just something about them. But they almost do everything too well, as we've said before.
Yeah. If you want a good car, I mean...
Yeah, if you want to just jump in something and drive it fast, there you go.
Yeah. I was going to say, as much as we wanted to see the Celica, the lucky owner of this owns a Mad Show Celica and is relatively new to him, Scooby, which, again, we obviously approve of.
Love a classic. Absolutely love a classic.
And that is something I haven't seen for a while. I grew up there. He gave me nightmares, that guy. So if you know who he is, you're probably as old as me, so fair play.
It's coming out again, so they should know so very soon.
Right, okay. That's obviously what it is. One thing I love, I was saying to Kenny, I love the Nardi wheel and the seats.
I was going to say, it's got the newest bug eye, blob eye, whatever seats in it, hasn't it?
So fair play, Chris, that looks...
That is lovely.
Insane. And next to it, a car that, again, I don't want to like, but I said very Evo 9 or Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 9 front end inspired.
Yes.
But they come factory with a turbo. I still can't get my head around
some of these things pushing some really good power, like, so I'd imagine they're a hoot to drive.
And easily, but yeah, look how small it is, so that must be wicked fun. And another car, ever since driving one, I absolutely adore these things. Did a POV video on one. I do highly recommend going to watch it, because it wasn't a Mini Cooper, but it was a 1275. And I could not stop smiling. I understand why these have a cult following. I wasn't lying. It does move. It moves. Oh, wow. And it's amazing seeing some of these cars moving. That is incredible.
Nice.
So as we said, even though the show is over there in the dealerships, the normal parking is always an interesting one. And this is the first one we come to. I'm not sure what generation, but a Z28 Camaro.
Class, yeah.
Now this may surprise you guys.
I own one of these.
Yes, and like a guy said, he's not lying. When did you own yours?
I was about 18, so...
That's a cool car for an 18-year-old, isn't it? I mean, it bankrupted you, I think, didn't it?
I think it did, pretty much. Yeah.
At the time.
I shouldn't have done it.
Yeah. I love the colour on that. I never see them. I've always been a fan of the 306. I had a D-Turbo S. Ooh. Nice. But yeah, to see one in that colour convertible, yes. Now moving on to Kenny's favourite section. I'm going to have my moment. There's a row of MX-5s, and again, just like a rainbow colours.
I was just going to say, pastels everywhere.
Yeah, choice of pastel colours. I love the orange, love the blue, and I love the whole style of the little wheels, little fat wheels.
It works well.
Pulls it off so
like
well. And we've got the Mark II just back there, and again, a car that you can modify in any way that you want. Another car that we love, Owen did message us on Instagram, showing us this amazing Mark III Fiesta.
Look at that diffuser.
I was going to say incredibly spec'd, and it is just crazy, proper like time attack inspired car. That does look insane.
Yes.
So yeah, dude, if you still want to feature it, let us know.
Yeah, I know he wasn't quite there, was he? So
no,
it's obviously out, so it's got to be close.
I'm assuming it's, sort of running, so yeah. Oh wow, well, look who it is. Usually cruising around with his dad in his 69 Camaro, but...
I just want to say as well, they've got two of them now.
Yeah. Have they really?
Yes, he's bought another one.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Dude, get in touch with us. That's amazing.
He did say in the summer he'd get it.
He did. So once they're ready, we are going to be featuring him. And what I love, nothing to prove, he cruised past Burberlin. That's all you need to do at these shows. So... we are still outside. We wanted to point out E36s are close to our hearts, but in the Boston green, looks beautiful. In a convertible. Especially in a cab. We've never owned a cab.
I've had a E46 cab and a 330 CD.
Oh yeah, even I forget the cars you've had. So we were on about S14 chassis earlier. The great thing is now we've got an S14 here with the S14A behind. The main difference was the front end was completely different. Little nerdy fact, the rear lights are slightly different as well.
I didn't know.
You didn't even know?
No, I didn't know.
Yes, I'm a nerd. Look how clean that is inside. I love you look outside. It's like, oh, it's a drift car, but look how clean it is.
That's mad.
So moving on to the S14A, they're just...
love
It's
them.
just mad seeing them. And like, obviously you own the S13 as well.
Yeah, and I had the S14 interior in mine.
Oh yeah.
So
And again, you even sold that. You put all the time and effort into it and sold it for pennies.
I did. 2.5 grand, my S13, all done.
You wouldn't get a rotten one for that
No,
these
you wouldn't.
days. And of course the MR2 that we saw at Cars and Coffee, which we both love. It's just the design, the spoiler, like you said, everything on that car
It's
just works.
nice. It's like a border, well, it's border kit and everything.
Yeah, yeah. So probably again one of our favourite generations of M3 before they went turbo. I think is what we prefer. E46 M3 with the CSL lids. The Apex, Apex, look how it's sat.
Love it, man.
Now that is camber, that is how you do.
a track car. The
Yep.
buckets and the cage, half cage.
Now, I know I'm sick of saying it, but yeah, you owned yours and you said the handling
I
on them.
loved it, absolutely loved it. They say out of the, well, not even out of the box, just slight tweaks. They're just superb all-rounders.
Absolute
They
crazy
really are.
cars. And yeah, another one we saw at Cars and Coffee, I just wanted to say the JZX90 Mark II. Beautiful chassis. This place is nuts.
It's awesome, isn't it? What a day out.
So what's better than one charger? Two! That's insane. I don't think I've seen this one yet. Holy crap. Talk about showstoppers. I love that even the same colour combo. Now, it's always embarrassing when someone turns up with the same card as you, but I think on this occasion, we'll let it slide. Jeez.
Just
What a happy guy. So that, I didn't even notice the big bulge in the bonnet.
I'm sure it's around 800. I'm pretty sure it's
And what better car to park next to than to show our two cars up. Look at the size difference there. Oh wow. That's not your Evo, you're in the wrong one. That was the Bridgend Car Show hosted by FRF Motors.
Yeah, now what a great day out it is down here. I got to be honest, they got all the amenities you need. There's ice cream, food, everything you need to bring a family. Good excuse to bring a family.
It is literally a family day out. They have got food, like we said, they got ice creams, and even the police presence. There was fire trucks doing demonstrations.
Yeah, something for everyone.
Yeah, and you've got this amazing variety of a TT next to a Dodge Charger.
I know, I never thought I'd say that.
I never thought I'd ever see that. But yeah, we highly recommend it. It is an annual thing, so yeah, keep an eye out on the socials because we will definitely be coming back.
100%. And just want to say again, a massive thanks to FRF and Darren and the boys, well, everyone at Superior Rides.
Yes.
The organisation's been phenomenal as well. So
it has been.
once again,
as far as shows go, they nail it every time.
Yep.
So yeah. So thank you to them, and a massive thank you to you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We will see you in the next one.
Spider!
I jumped at it. I was like, oh no, that's fine.